You send her a good morning note, and she waits 4 hours to reply with just a thumbs up. You open up in a long message about how you feel, and all she says is, okay. But think back to when you skipped her calls for 2 days because life got in the way. She flooded your phone with 17 notes, shared silly pictures, checked if you were all right, and even recalled that old joke she'd overlooked. This isn't some odd twist of fate. It's just how women's minds work, plain and simple. The second you make yourself too easy to reach, you lose your shine. Not because ladies are mean or scheming, but folks naturally prize what's a bit hard to grab. Right now, you're handing yourself over like free eats at a late-night diner, puzzled why she's lost her appetite. Here's the tough fact that might flip your whole outlook. Women warm up when you keep your chats light and sparse. That gap you're scared to leave open? That's where her curiosity grows. The quiet you fear will end things? That's when her thoughts kick into gear, dreaming up what you're up to, who you're seeing, while you aren't chasing her approval like the rest of the fellas in her inbox. See what shifts when you step away a touch. All at once, she recalls your sense of humor. She longs for your chat. You're no longer the steady Eddie always on call. You're the puzzle she wants to piece together. You turn into that intriguing test again. And deep down, women get drawn to puzzles, not to pups that jump at every ping. The numbers add up sharp but straightforward. Chase harder, she pulls away quicker. Text more, she answers less. Show more heart, she shows less. You're not acting coy. You're proving your life spins on its own axis, not just her nods. And buddy, that's the strongest pull you can send without uttering a peep. Picture what's brewing in her head when you're forever handy. She rises knowing your message is coming. Her day rolls on, sure you'll snap back right away. She sets her schedule, betting you'll tweak yours to fit. No thrill, no wonder, no rush when your name pops up. You've turned as dull as a monthly statement. Dependable, sure, but flat as a board. Each extra text you fire off chips away at your edge. Each unasked excuse you give shrinks you down. That casual just saying hi note? It's like flashing a bright light yelling, "My days are empty without you." You're not showing kindness. You're draining the spark from the bond, one needy line after another. Ponder this. When did you last see a top boss peppering someone with extras? Or a fellow with real drive fretting over a dot versus a bang and a reply? Never. Guys chasing dreams don't puzzle over smiley icons like old codes. Yet you're polishing a fifth version of a note on Saturday ideas, mulling if an emoji softens the tone. Your round-the-clock readiness shouts doubt louder than talk. That quick comeback? It whispers you were parked there, device in grip, hoping for her okay. The daily dawn greeting at 7 sharp? It says she's your top worry, not your work, your aims, your path. And zilch kills the draw quicker than a man whose mood rides on her buzzes. She's not dawdling because work piles up. She's easing off because you've taught her you're solid like a faithful hound by the gate. Where's the spark in that? The pull? The question of your real spark or other paths? You've wiped out the unknown, the test, the pull, swapping it for the quiet hum of background tunes. Ever present, dead regular, easy to overlook. Here's a hard fact that'll hit you square. Those long-winded texts you're sending? They're pushing her away fast. Every extra line after the opener chips away at her interest big time. While you're spilling your guts like it's a journal, she's sharing the laughs with her pals. Not out of meanness, but because your non-stop chatter yells needy louder than a siren. Guys who have choices don't craft essays. They keep it short and sweet because their time counts for something. Real status ain't your wallet or your ride. It's what your actions tell her ancient instincts. When you flood her phone, you're basically saying she's your top prize. Jumping at every ping, you're admitting no one else is lining up. Ditching your plans for her, you're proving your day's empty anyway. You're not playing the lover, you're flashing low worth like a neon sign. Ladies don't spell it out. He replied in 30 seconds. What a dud. But deep down, their gut clocks it just like that. Her mind's crunching numbers. Would a guy with real pulls act this way? Would someone busy as all get out send essays about his routine? Would a fella other gals are after be this on call? The answer's a flat no, and her spark's fading right along. See how she handles the chap who waits 3 days to text back, compared to your quick shots. She's pondering his words like fine print, glued to her screen, typing with care. You're lucky for a rushed note while she's elsewhere, 'cause you've turned into white noise in her world. It ain't that he's a cut above, it's his vibe screams higher worth, and worth is what her heart chatters in. Social proof? It's not just hanging with crowds, it's acting like folks are after you. Hold off on replying, and her head spins stories. He's out with company. He's tied up with real stuff. Others are vying for him. He's got a full plate. True or not, that image beats you glued to your gadget like a kid with puppy love. The tough truth? She ain't drawn to the real you. She's hooked on how she sees you. And each clingy text, snap reply, or eager move dings that image lower. You're messaging your way right out of her good books. One quick, hey gorgeous, you're on my mind now and then. That's it. Your true worth stays put, but how she rates you. It's tumbling, 'cause you seem like yesterday's news nobody claims. A top-tier man's notice costs plenty, and you're handing it out like candy at the store. She skips the effort, skips the thanks, 'cause it's always there, today, tomorrow, till she tires and cuts you off. You've turned yourself into something as easy as breathing, everywhere, no charge, overlooked till it's yanked away. True worth feels like a door half shut, cracking open if you shine. It's a maybe, not a sure thing. It's a risk you might fumble if you slack. But you? Your door's wide open, hinges busted. No puzzle if you'll answer. No wonder if you're keen. No ifs on her snagging you. The thrill's gone. You're already hers, bagged like a prize she didn't earn. Ponder the fellas she pursues. They skip the dawn greetings 'cause their days are packed. They don't dash back replies. They're in talks, pumping iron, chasing goals bigger than her whims. They don't justify quiet spells 'cause they don't owe it. Their hours feel precious 'cause they are, and she senses the rivalry with whatever or whoever tops her spot. That's why she's fixated on the one who dangles just beyond grasp, while you sit like yesterday's chair. His picky way of chatting builds up that rare feeling. His slow replies stir up excitement. His rare free time sparks some worry in the chase. Every chat with him seems like a real win, something special and important. Meanwhile, always being around has turned you into wallpaper. There but unnoticed, like faint radio tunes no one hears. Want to see what being tough to reach truly means? It's setting rules for your talks. It's skipping replies while you're working, 'cause your job counts. It's saying no to late night heart-to-hearts at 2 in the morning, since sleep's a must. It's carving out chunks of time where you're off the grid, doing stuff that doesn't mean glued to her name on your phone. You're not messing around, you're just living like your hours are worth something. In most parts of life, putting in more work pays off. Hit the gym harder, build muscle. Study longer, get wiser. Practice extra, improve. But with ladies, the more you push, the quicker you flop. The more you pour in, the less she cares. You're using guy rules in a girl's world, puzzled why your lifelong tips now backfire. It scrambles your head, going against all you've learned on winning. Dad said good things don't come cheap. Coach yelled that quitters lose. Boss pats backs for going the extra mile. Yet here you are, sending deep messages showing your smarts, setting up fun outings to stand out, noting every little thing she says. And she's eyeing the fella who missed her birthday and pings her at midnight asking if she's up. The twist is this: your hard work screams low worth, 'cause top guys don't sweat it so much. Spending 20 minutes on the ideal text? She senses a busy man wouldn't bother. Fancy date plans to wow her? Feels like you're covering for a flaw. Recalling every detail of her days? Looks like you're cramming for a test, scared to mess up. Try slashing your tries by 80%. All of a sudden, she's keeping the talk alive. She's pitching date ideas. She's jotting down stuff about you. Not 'cause she switched up, but the balance shifted. Quit trying out for her, okay? And she starts trying for yours. Stop the hunt, and she picks up the trail. Ease off winning her, and she works to hold on. The hottest move is keeping your chats seem easy, like it's no big deal, no plot, like she's just one nice but optional piece of your day. Once she spots your sweat, she figures she's got it, and things get dull. But when little work brings big sparks, that's when she sees real value. Someone who skips the try hard, because he knows his worth ain't tied to her quick reply. But she's unique? Nah. But we've got a real connection? Nope. But she says she hates tricks and craves steady chats, pal. She whispers that to every dude, then drifts from the ones who show up steady. This law ignores her fancy degree, her tough past, her soul-searching moments, or her boasts of being one of a kind. Nature couldn't care less about her story. The church lady citing Bible lines? She's tuning out the kind Christian sending verses, while dreaming of the enigma who popped in once and vanished. The women's rights fan pushing for open hearts? She's sidelining the caring guy who hears her out, chasing the one who hardly knows her full name. The big shot boss wanting a true teammate? She's yawning at the steady supporter who minds her time, hooked on the guy who keeps her hanging. You figure her background beats ages of instincts. You bet her modern views tamed her gut urges. You think her words reshape how she's wired for sparks? That's like bargaining with falling rocks, cause you skipped the science lesson. This rule holds true no matter where she came from, whether it's the big city like New York or a quiet farm town. It doesn't matter if she zips around in a fancy electric car or rides the city bus. It doesn't change if she had a tough family life or grew up with loving folks. I can guess what's on your mind right now. What about my grandma, married happily for 50 years? That was a different time, with different ways. Your grandpa never had to fight against her phone lighting up every half minute with likes from total strangers. He didn't need to keep things exciting in an age where she could pinpoint his spot on a map, spot if he's online, or see if he read her note. He was from an era where things naturally felt rare, not something you had to fake. Here's the hard fact. Every lady who's ever cooled off towards you went through this same routine. The school teacher, the attorney, the bar worker, the painter. They all vary in looks, but their hearts work the same. They chased what pulled away and shrugged at what stuck around. They prized what took effort to grab and shrugged off what came easy. They saw your steady ways as needy and your hard work as too eager. Not because they're cruel or sly, but that's just how drawing someone close really happens. Not the fairy tale version we hope for. Status shows up in all sorts of ways. Each one unlocks that same door. Your appearance? That's the first glance status. The sense you keep yourself sharp, unlike the out-of-shape guys flooding her messages. Cash in the bank? That's the provider status. Showing you handle life's rough spots better than the down-on-their-luck dreamers griping about money woes from their folks' spare room. But you're overlooking the big ones. The strongest status types are the ones you wreck every time you send her 3 messages in a row. Having other ladies interested in you? That's the top shelf status. When she hears that, her hunter side wakes up sharp. Yet you're signaling she's your one and only by how tightly you hold on. A fellow with 3 gals reaching out stays cool if one goes quiet. He skips the long stories about his day. He's got no room for that. He's juggling plenty. Your online followers, your group of friends, your connections. These days, those hit her mind right away as status. But the top kind isn't about what you own. It's how you act. Real confidence isn't bragging in your profile. It's waiting 3 days to reply because life got in the way. True charm isn't scripting the ideal line. It's getting her to chuckle with just 4 words, while others pour out poems. The sad part? You likely shine in status somewhere in your world, but you wipe it out the second you speak up wrong. Say you're a star at your job. She won't notice when you're pleading for her time like a rookie asking for a raise. Maybe folks look up to you in your line of work. She won't sense it when you're defending yourself like in court. Perhaps gals at the fitness center eye you up, but she misses that when you treat her like the final chance you'll get. You're loaded with status, but you burn through it fast, like a jackpot winner flat broke in half a year. She's tired because you've turned routine, like an old TV show on loop. She figures you'll send that morning hello. She knows you'll check on her evening. She bets you'll be free Friday evening, Saturday evening, and every night till the stars fade. So, you've wiped out all the unknowns, all the thrills, all the ups and downs from things. You're not acting like a strong fellow anymore. You're more like a cozy throw blanket, right there, soft, and never changing. boredom isn't from skimping on fun. It's from being open for anything she picks, anytime. You're akin to a video service stuck on one film that loops forever. It might start strong, but if it's always ready, never at risk of vanishing, it fades to white noise. She overlooks you now because you've taught her you're a fixture, like a trusty old chair in her room. Ponder what pulled her in at first. It wasn't your constant presence. It was the spark of wondering if you'd call back. The rush of vying for your time. The puzzle of getting to know you. The puzzle of your thoughts. You wrecked it all by always being there. You smothered the spark with too much niceness, drowned the excitement in steady comfort, and swapped steamy tension for the thrill of a dull forecast. Ladies don't lose interest because you're dull. They lose it when there's no puzzle left to solve. You've spilled every detail before she even wonders. You've cleared every hurdle before she can jump it. You've unraveled every secret before she can dig in. It's like she's stuck in a game where she knows every path, every challenge, every outcome. Where's the joy in that? Where's the rush of not knowing? Where's that thrilling back and forth of build-up and payoff? Being too easy to reach makes you like fast food for the heart, always open, never filling, tossed aside right after. High-value fellows are more like an exclusive spot with a wait list. Sometimes you can't walk in. Sometimes there's a line. Sometimes you earn your seat, but once you're in, it feels worth it, special, earned. You're the all-night drive-thru, and no one brags about grabbing a burger at 3 in the morning. Mystery isn't hiding things. It's leaving gaps in what she knows about you. When you share every bit of your day, your ideas, your schedule, your emotions, you turn into a book she's finished reading. But if she wonders where you were last evening, skips the details on that buddy's joke, or teases something fun, then drops it, her mind races to connect the dots. And the tale she spins beats your real one of lounging in sweats binging shows. Rarity jolts her like a strong shot to the system. When your focus grows scarce, it turns precious. When your schedule tightens, it becomes gold. When you pick and choose your warmth, it hooks her deep. That's why she saves texts from the fellow who replies rarely, but bins your long messages. His handful of words weighs more than your 500 because they're tough to snag. The key you're overlooking is that spotty reward system, the same trick that keeps folks hooked on cards. When she can't guess if you'll reply in 5 minutes or 5 hours, each ping feels like a win. When she can't tell if you'll be cozy or cool, every chat turns into a fun bet. But you're a game that hands out prizes every time. No stakes, no buzz, no pull. Just steady payouts that lose their kick after a few goes. Picking what to share builds what experts call mental stake-in. The harder she works to get you, the more you matter to her. It's like that furniture kit thing. People prize what they assemble themselves. But you arrive ready-made with a full guide. No sweat, no try, no payoff for her. She didn't chase you, shape you, or puzzle you out. You just appeared, all laid out and eager, like an unasked-for chair. See how her feelings shift with unknowns versus sure things. Mystery amps her nerves in a good way. The lively, buzzing kind that makes life pop. Scarcity lasers her thoughts right on you. Selectivity makes each scrap of attention feel like a trophy. These aren't choices she picks. They're built-in reactions from her wiring. You can push back with your sense of right and steady ways, but nature doesn't care about your kind heart. Here's the truth to etch in your mind. You don't need wealth, stardom, or movie star looks to spark big draw. Just quit being so darn reachable. The everyday guy who plays smart with chats outshines the rich one who messages like a needy kid. The normal fellow who brews intrigue tops the handsome type who hands out his time for nothing. This isn't fluff, it's how the mind works. And it's the rare field where everyone starts even. You're fretting over fancy wheels when really, you just need the grit to set that phone aside. You figure you gotta have those rock-hard abs, but really, all it takes is spacing out your replies by a few hours. You imagine you need to stand out big time, when truth is, you just make your everyday focus feel special by keeping it rare. The tricks to drawing folks in are right there for free, easy as pie, and open to any guy watching this. But plenty of you fellas won't bother with them, because they demand more grit than cash or biceps. Good old self-discipline. The smart guy knows his way of chatting paints his whole worth. Each pause in replying builds up your appeal. Turning down a meetup hints at better plans elsewhere. Holding your ground shows you value yourself. You're not fibbing or scheming. You're just acting like a man whose schedule counts. And when you carry on that way, she buys into it too. That's not pretending till it sticks. That's turning real through what you do. Here's your green light to ease up. Skip the fancy texts, quit being on call 24/7, drop the excuses, and stop running after her. The everyday Joe's real strength ain't what he owns. It's what he holds back. Your steady hand turns into her fixation. Your quiet spells spark her worry. Your stepping away grabs her full notice. You don't have to be one of a kind. Just treat your attention like gold, not free treats at a party. The road ahead's plain as day. Get tougher to pin down than to brush off. Leave her guessing your whereabouts, not always in the loop. Make her work for your words, not take them for granted. Let her pursue the puzzle instead of you getting overlooked. No big overhaul needed, just tweak how you act. Skip piling on more worth, quit waving your eagerness around. You don't need to shine bright, just keep a tight rein on when you're free. That strength's been yours all along. You just handed it over with every quick comeback, long-winded chat, and clingy reach out. But now you're wiser. You see the gaps in texts is where the spark builds. That hush lets her curiosity bloom. Stepping back amps up what you mean to her. You're not toying around, you're stepping up to claim the prize. And for once, you don't need extras beyond the smarts to hold back more, speak less, and show up sparingly. That's prime advice for regular guys. It's the secret edge in the whole deal.